I never imagined I'd become the man who would walk away from his own marriage. I always thought real love meant holding on through storms, forgiving even when it cut deep, and fighting for the person you chose, no matter what. But then she said something that destroyed every belief I'd held about us. "You're pathetic in bed." Those 5 words hit harder than any betrayal I could have ever imagined. They weren't just cruel. They stripped away every ounce of dignity I had left. That was the moment I knew I was done. There would be no second chances, no trying again. I walked away without hesitation. We had met back in college, when she was everything I thought I could ever want: brilliant, funny, beautiful, and full of life. Our connection was instant, electric. We spent endless nights talking, dreaming, imagining the life we'd build together. I believed, with everything in me, that our love could survive anything. And for years, I clung to that belief. But marriage changes you. It peels back every layer and leaves your flaws and insecurities out in the open. I tried to be the best husband I could. Worked hard, stayed affectionate, supported her in every way I knew how. Yet, at some point, something between us began to fracture. She pulled away, first emotionally, then physically. At the start, I told myself it was just work stress or exhaustion. I gave her space, hoping time would heal whatever was wrong. Instead, the distance grew heavier, like an invisible wall I couldn't break through. I asked her to talk to me, pleaded for honesty, but her answers were vague, dismissive. Slowly, I started questioning myself. Was I failing her somehow? Was I not enough? Then came that night. We'd argued over something trivial, money, chores, I can't even remember. I went to her afterward, wanting to put it behind us, to hold her and remind her that I still cared. But the look she gave me wasn't one of love or even frustration. It was contempt. And then she said it. "You're pathetic in bed. I don't know how I ever thought you were enough." It felt like the air had been punched out of my lungs. I stood there in silence, my mind reeling, years of her unspoken disappointment suddenly crashing over me. I could have begged her to work on things, to give us another shot. But in that moment, something inside me finally broke. I realized love shouldn't feel like punishment, like humiliation, like a constant reminder that you're not good enough. So I left. I packed a bag, walked out the door, and didn't look back. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the most liberating. Leaving meant taking back my dignity, my self-respect. Things I didn't even realize I'd been slowly losing. The first days were brutal. The house was unbearably quiet. Nights felt colder than ever. My mind replayed her words over and over, making me doubt everything about myself. Was I really that inadequate? Was something fundamentally wrong with me? The self-doubt was crushing. But time has a way of softening the sharp edges of pain. Slowly, I started focusing on myself again, my health, my hobbies, the friends I'd drifted from. Little by little, I began remembering who I was before her criticism had defined me. I didn't rush into anything new. I let myself heal, truly heal, and figure out what I wanted. Not just from someone else, but from life. One day it hit me. I was no longer carrying her words like a weight. I wasn't defined by that moment or her judgment. I was more than her bitterness, more than her insults. The hardest part of moving forward wasn't forgiving her. It was forgiving myself. Forgiving myself for believing the lies, for staying long after I should have left, for forgetting my own worth. Now looking back, I have no regrets. Walking away spared me years of slow, quiet misery. It gave me the chance to build a life where I'm valued and respected for who I am. If you're sitting there right now feeling broken, humiliated, or unloved, hear me when I say this. You are not alone. No one deserves to be made to feel worthless. Sometimes the bravest and strongest thing you can do is walk away. Love should never break you down until you don't recognize yourself anymore. And if someone makes you feel like you're not enough, leave. Because your worth isn't determined by anyone else's opinion. Healing starts the moment you take your power back.